Up for grabs.
And he's a 5,000 blinds, a 15 and 30,000. First to act is Miko. Likes to skydive in his pastime. And this time he's got a pair of threes and it's going to raise. Makes it 70,000 to go.
And Matt Waxman out. And round to the French amateur player, Frederic Margin. He's out as well. But the other Frenchman, Hugo Lemaire, young tough pro, has picked up 2 queens.
He's going to try to punish his man. He's raised to 205,000 to go. The American from Ohio, Byron Caverman, goes away.
Well, we know Miko doesn't like to throw hands away, and certainly looks like he's going to make this call in hopes to hit a 3 where he could bust the young Frenchman.
You know, here's the flop.
Now flop comes Jack 9 deuce.
No help to the Finn, who has just a pair of threes.
Look at this. Hugo is going to check the 2 queens, but the Finn not falling into that trap. He checks right behind him. Now the 4 spade comes off. This gives Miko a flush draw.
Pretty bad one, but the over pair of Hugo is going to bet 220,000.
Call.
Wow. He's going for the investment, makes the call.
Well, Miko is calling here because his opponent didn't bet on the flop. He's putting him on something like ace king or ace queen maybe, where he thinks the 3s are the best hand. Now the board pairs jacks.
Not helping the Finn, and the Frenchman again looks like he's getting chips out to bet.
Well, those plaques you see are 100,000 each. So there you see the bet, 350,000.
Substantial bet.
Well, essentially, all you can beat is a bluff here with 2 3s. But the way the hand was played, the Finn may fall in this trap, thinking his opponent's got something like ace king, ace queen, and he has made the call, and it's going to cost him.
Yes, sirree.
And with that pot, Hugo Lemaire, the young French pro, has taken the chip lead.
Win your way into a live World Poker Tour event by playing online poker at clubwpt.com. Sign up for free today using bonus code YT55 and get a free entry into our next WPT main event qualifier.
Can you understand anything? I can't understand a single word.
No. 9. That means no in German.
That much I knew.
Yeah, you knew that. Fold it around to Scott Seiver on the button, and in English, he says raise, making it 14,000 to go.
Yeah, 5-3 suited, obviously not the best hand, but Scott on the button and a very aggressive player, going to play a relatively wide range from the button.
But 2 deep stacks to his left in Toby and Philip, both of whom are excellent players, maybe a little bit wider open than he needs to be.
Yeah, I don't think I would have opened here, but Scott's a little bit more active of a player than I am.
Gruissem, with 2 7s in the big blind, defended, and the flop has come king 3-4. Both players check. Turn card is a queen.
Scott does make a pair, but not strong enough in his view to bet, and decides to take a free card. Philip, confident now after Scott's check, even though the queen is also not a great card for Philip's hand, bets for value here on the turn.
And that bet, 17,000.
Can't imagine Scott folding a pair at this point.
Well, why not? Why can't you lay this hand down?
Well, basically, Philip could be bluffing with a number of hands, especially after Scott checked the flop. He could have some straight draws, some flush draws, or maybe just trying to pick up on the weakness that Scott exhibited by checking on the flop.
All right, and the river is a 9.
Neither player is going to like this card. Some of the semi-bluffing hands that Philip could have had, like 9-10 or Jack-10, have now made a much stronger hand. And looks like he bets on the river. This is very surprising. In my view, his hand is a little bit too weak to bet for value, but too strong to bluff, so I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. Scott looks like he just doesn't believe Philip and pays him off with just a 3. And the way Philip turned his 2 7s over, he looked very confident that he had the best hand. Looks like it was just a straight value bet. Really impressive by Philip Gruissem to understand the situation, know his opponent, and bet for value with such a weak hand.
And here he is with 4 players left as our chip leader.
To the action, we go Gavork quickly folding, and Tree Wing, ever aggressive with just 10-9. Just going to call this time. Now it's on the young restaurant manager, Raymond Dolan. He's got a king 10. Youngest of 10 children. He's our chip leader, and he just calls as well. And Andras with a 6-5 of clubs.
Well, Andras has the suited connectors. He's in the big blind. Nobody raised it yet, so he says, okay, let's have a flop. Again, we have three-way action. Flop comes queen, 6 deuce.
Andras getting a piece of that with the 6s.
Now action's on Raymond, he checks.
Andras not going to bet his 6s, and Tree content to see the turn card. It's a deuce of spades, pairs the board.
So Andras still out in front with 2 pairs, 6s and deuces.
Raymond Dolan, though, with nothing, going to bet.
Raymond's got the king high.
175,000.
And he's quickly called by Andras. Tree is going to get out of their way.
Down to the river we go. Oh,
Well,
boy.
another 6 comes off.
Perfect card for Andras. Hits full house. 6 is full. Raymond checks to him.
Well, certainly he's going to bet 6 is full.
Yeah, 375,000.
Now, Vince, if you're sitting in Raymond's seat, you're saying, you know, the guy didn't bet on the flop of the queen. He's so aggressive. He would have bet a pair, wouldn't he, on the flop if he'd have had one.
What are you trying to say? He should make this call?
I'm trying to say that even though he just has a king high here, I could see where he could think it'd be the best hand.
He'd like to be a hero, make his brother proud, but this time he's made this call. It's a bad one.
Unfortunately for him, the Hungarian had 6 is full and is going to take down this pot.
A little revenge there for Andras. He needed that. All right, back to the felt here. We are in Paris at the Champs-Élysées. And look at this. Theo again picks up a pair of 7s. Back to back.
Didn't work out too well for him last time. Let's see how he does with him this time.
Makes it 45,000 to go. Timothy Adams from Canada goes away. Mosen out.
Now we're around to Matt Salzberg, who looks down at the ace 9 of diamonds, and he is going to make the call.
Philip out.
What's going on with you? This is
Matt wants revenge on Theo, perhaps, from that last debacle with the aces. And here comes the flop 5, 6 deuce, and he gets 2 diamonds.
We can see some action here.
check.
Matt's flopped the nut flush draw. Theo has the overpair. Matt checks. As you can see, Theo is going to bet, and I'm guessing it's going to get check raised here.
Theo bets 58,000. Matt with the 4 flush. Oh yeah, he's going to put in a raise.
Well, that's what you do with the nut flush draw.
Goes to 150,000 back on the Dane.
Now you have an overpair, but you're saying to yourself, would this guy have called a raise before the flop if he had junk cards like that on the flop? Not so sure.
When he's going to gamble, makes the call with the overpair.
So Theo does make the call.
That's praying for a diamond. Can he get low? He gets a diamond.
The diamond comes off. The board also pairs. Not a good card at all if you're sitting in Theo's seat. If you're sitting in Matt's seat and just made the nut flush, you're quite content.
Oh, $175,000 content. That's what Matt's betting, and he's going to get the action. He gets the call by the Dane.
Now Theo quickly calling there. And not sure what he just doesn't even want to look at the river card, and I don't blame him. King of diamonds comes off, so he didn't want to see a diamond for sure. Now there's 4 diamonds out there. Action is on Matt. And Matt picking up a couple plaques. That's 200,000 and bets.
You concentrating, you don't have it.
Yeah, he's not going to let up on the Dane. Makes a comfortable bet.
Well, Theo's in that spot that Matt was in a minute ago. Basically, all he can beat is a bluff here. You know, one thought that you might have in your mind here, if you're sitting in Theo's seat, is, you know, I stole a pawn off this guy and showed it to him. Is he going to do the same thing to me? That's the problem when you show a guy a bluff earlier, because now you're thinking maybe he's going to try to bluff you back here. And basically, with these 2 7s and no diamond, that's all you can beat is a bluff.
This looks like 200 out the window. On the other hand, I'm a curious guy.
Oh boy, he's going through torture now. Theo's actually starting to look a little like Gus Hansen with his mannerisms. A little bit.
Now there's the curiosity call. He does make the call.
That's a winner.
Sort of a hero call, but it's not going to work here. Matt shows him another flush, and Theo says, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
There's Theo's dad, Gert. He looks like a bouncer from anywhere.